one thing is clear. The problem of Africa, it is resources, because the West is interested in African resources. And so to ensure that these resources have a free flow from Africa to the West, they want to perpetuate corrupt politicians in office. And in Nigeria, the North has favored the West much more than any other president. And so it is in their interest to ensure that the Northerner continues to be president.
Africa, historically, sub-Saharan Africa, has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. Okay? And Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. We are part of the producers of, okay, so the job of many Western academics, okay, and to show them it's your fault that you're, so this is what we do. We just start, this is
Margaret Thatcher's son was a warmonger and was arrested in East Africa, East or South Africa, until Margaret Thatcher had to fly to Africa to go and negotiate for his son's release. What did he do? His job is to go and finance wars in Africa, right? What he does for a living is he decides if he has an eye on Nigeria now, he goes to Nigeria, he will instigate a war, finance wars, so that they can sell ammunition. Because listen, as long as there is insurgency or there is war in the world, there are people who benefit. The war in Iraq went on for how long? Over 12 years. The war in Afghanistan, the same thing. Do you know who makes the money in the sale of ammunition? It's the countries that manufacture military equipment, that sell ammunition to those countries, regions where there is war, right? And so Iraq is fighting insurgency that was actually supported by the West, and then now the West is fighting with Iraq and bringing military equipment, supplying military equipment to the Iraqi soldiers, and then Iraq is paying with oil for those equipments. Get the game. As long as there is a war, somebody will sell ammunition. And so it's in somebody's interest to ensure that there is war so that they can sell ammunition. If there's no war, then why are these companies manufacturing equipment? They will go out of business. And so because these companies that are manufacturing war equipment have heavy investments in them, it's in their own interest that wars are started so that they can sell equipment. It's the same thing with insurgency. Nigeria is budgeting how many billions in military equipment? Who are they buying from? They're buying from China, they're buying from the USA, they're buying from Europe. So as long as there is insurgency in Africa, the West will sell ammunition. That's one of the ways they benefit. And so who made Margaret Thatcher's son a warmonger? It's a business with the military equipment manufacturers, right? So they go to Africa, they instigate wars so they can sell equipment. Africa is being suppressed by the West. And so insurgency, coups have been sponsored by the West in Africa simply to ensure that the channel of flow of resources is left open. Somebody else asked me a question, is it the West that stopped Jonathan from implementing the confab? Of course, it is the West. They influence everything we do. The confab would have pulled Nigeria from the deep hole of poverty and uncertainties and chaos. And of course, the West will pick up the comment and say, hey, mister, don't implement that. And why does it work with most African leaders? They are corrupt. And so they dangle a thing, in your face, say, listen, if you don't do what we say, you're going to go to jail.
he was blackmailed by the British to do our bidding. We told Dr. Ezekwe that he could go to prison if an inquiry was carried out into his bank and his financial circumstances.
I know. Listen, Charles, I'm going to give you facts eventually. Maybe we're going to have another, discuss on this, and I will show you facts. They have organizations, Western organizations operating in Africa. They tell you what to do. You don't do it. They kill you. They kill you. Magufuli was recently killed. Magufuli was the president of Tanzania, and he never gave the West a chance in his country, and they killed him. They killed many like that. They killed Thomas Sankara many years ago through his best friend, who was recently ousted. So many leaders in Africa have been killed like that, who have refused to implement, to work with the bidding of the West. One thing is clear. The problem of Africa is its resources, because the West is interested in African resources. And so to ensure that these resources have a free flow from Africa to the West, they want to perpetuate corrupt politicians in office. And in Nigeria, the North has favored the West much more than any other president. And so it is in their interest to ensure that the Northerner continues to be president.